आपको देखा था जो आपने टीवी स्क्रीन पे बवाल किया था, you were getting investigated. So कैसा लगा to be on the other side now?
Yeah, the other side is also fascinating. Now I know why people were not liking me.
Pratik, did you read Chacha Chaudhary when you were little?
Oh, a lot.
उसमें एक लाइन आती थी, चाचा चौधरी का दिमाग कंप्यूटर से भी तेज चलता है. I get that feeling when.
For all film-related interviews, reviews, and content, please like and subscribe to Puja Talwar. You can also follow me on Twitter and on Instagram.
Hello, team, the Great Indian Murder. आप लोगों का टाइटल से ही मेरे को जरा थोड़ी सी नर्वसनेस हो रही है. But tell me, what makes for a great murder mystery? For the three of you.
Come on, Priti. Come on.
Okay, so the thrill, the edge of the seat excitement, and the suspense. I think that would make a great murder mystery for me.
And what about the two kirdars who have got the biggest case of the lifetime?
I think the writing. In this case, we are very blessed to have such a. I know Priti chased the author for the rights several times over. And for several years, and I think our patience should finally pay off because the instinct for this is correct. It's a very well written thriller, murder mystery, and it lends itself beautifully to the writing of a screenplay. So the writing first and foremost, then the direction, treatment, cast, everything. But first the writing.
And Pratik, aap batao?
Yes, I would agree to this, the writing, because it is the way the book has been adapted for the series. It is phenomenal. Mine and Richa's character, we were never there in the book. And we have been specially written for the series. So that makes it even more interesting for both of us.
So now, since you said that, I want to, before I come to Preeti, I want to ask Richa and you both, since your characters have been written for the series, but did you both read the book or didn't?
I had read the book. But I honestly didn't remember much because I read it, I think, a couple of years after I came back. Because at that time, Slumdog had released. So this author ka nayi kitab, book came out in 2008 or 9, I think. Just Bombay mein I was new. I remember I read it then. But I hadn't retained it so much because I read it so long ago. And, that's all. Sorry.
I did not read the book. When I met Tishu sir for the first time, he said, we are adapting this book. I knew about the book. He said, we are adapting this book and making a series. So I immediately said that, okay, sir, I'll just read the book and, don't read the book because your character is not there in the book. So you don't read it. You will get confused. Let me be done with the script and then you start reading the script. So that's how it happened for me.
Preeti, coming to you, what was it about this book? And also when you're adapting a book to a screenplay, there's always that thing about, staying true to the book and then also taking the cinematic and creative liberties. So what was it about this particular story? I know it is around the infamous Jessica Lal murder case that had happened in Delhi years ago. I had just started off as a reporter then. So it's very, very clear in my head.
So the book is not about actually the Jessica Lal murder case.
It's been inspired, actually.
Yeah, it has a small idea about a character who is this evil character who would do anything to be where he is, abusive man who only thinks about himself, doesn't really care about his family, friends or anything. So it is about that kind of a character, but it's not real. It lends itself, I think, the book a lot from real life. As I read the book, I realized that itne sare characters, whatever the characters were, whoever they were, there was a lot of, real incidents that have been taken from real life. And that is how I think Vikas crafted the book. Where we speak about why I decided to do this book. I am a huge fan of the thriller genre. When I read the book, I was so excited that halfway through, I was sure that I'm going to take these rights and change, adapt it into a film. When you read a book and you adapt, I think that an entire world is opened up and you decide what to retain and what to let go and what to add. And I think that was a great challenge for the writers. The characters of Sudha Bharadwaj, played by Richa, and Suraj came from Tishu sir and Vijay and Puneet, all three of them. And the characters actually have taken over the show in the sense that they take the audience through the entire investigation. They are the ones, the protagonist, antagonist, and everything. And that is how the show, took shape. The characters and the ideas remain, the world remained, but it became larger than what it is, as it always is the case when you adapt a book to screen.
And Richa, coming to you, I mean, मुझे तो वैसे आदत सी हो गई है to seeing you play the strong characters. I heard you say that this was the strongest. Now, please define, how is this the strongest compared to the ones you've played before?
No, what I meant when I said she's the strongest is, I think there is a great amount of strength that is needed in being resilient, in having integrity, and in actually going through life, knowing the consequences of telling the truth. So in that sense, she is very, very strong. She has a personal problem, because of which there is also a career problem, but she has guilt about it. She really tries to make things right. She really wants to approach the case with honesty. 36 ka aankada hai between Suraj Yadav and her, because he's risen up the ranks really fast, and there is some discomfort there. You'll see in the film, in the show, when you see it. But I think when I say she's the strongest is because she has unwavering, she has a very, very strong spine, and that's what makes her very beautiful for me.
Well, could you draw any parallels between yourself and her?
Oh, I don't know. I can't say that myself, na. मैं खुद तो राजा हरिश्चंद्र नहीं बोल सकती ना 2021 अपने आप को खुद नहीं. But I mean, I love that she has dignity, and I love that. I want to thank Preeti, because at one point I was very confused. When she first sent me the script, I was wanted to say no, because I was like, I've read the book. Don't lie to me that she's the protagonist or the antagonist. I've read. She was like, listen, you read the screenplay, you talk to the director. I'm so grateful, Preeti. Thank you. Otherwise, I would not have had this experience. यही बात मैं सुबह से बोल रही हूँ.
चलो, we've got the message loud and clear. प्रतीक, एक बात बताओ, आप इन्वेस्टिगेट कर रहे हो. लास्ट टाइम जब मैंने आपको देखा था, जो आपने टीवी स्क्रीन पे बवाल किया था, you were getting investigated. So कैसा लगा to be on the other side now?
Yeah, the other side is also fascinating. Now I know why people were not liking me from the team. So now I'm in that team, and I'll so very interesting journey as a character and as an actor that I have with this character, because playing with the system, being in the system, and as she said that he's risen up the rank very fast, so he's very manipulative, a dark sense of humor, very sarcastic. And it makes it very human. मतलब गुस्सा भी आएगा उस पे और थोड़ा मजा भी आएगा उसके साथ, ऐसा है.
So what if your character was to investigate your previous character from Scam? कुछ वैसे investigation में बदलाव आता?
Very nice question.
बहुत बदलाव आ जाता है investigation में. बहुत अलग तरह से investigate करता ही है. सूरज यादव अगर investigate करता तो बहुत अलग तरह से करता.
अब मैं रिचा से भी पूछने वाली, what if Sudha was to investigate Zareen, तब क्या होता?
If Sudha had to investigate Zarina Malik, she would be in jail for a long time and not become the head of the BCCI.
So I think maybe this is what we should do, just reverse your characters and make them investigate your other characters. अच्छा face off होगा वैसे.
Whoa, that's a very interesting thought.
Yeah, it is. I'm loving this.
So, but जैसे आप दोनों के कैरेक्टर्स में 36 का आंकड़ा तो है, but जब रिचा एंड प्रतीक का एक्टिंग तब कैसा था?
बहुत मजेदार था. कि मैं तो सच बता रहा हूँ कि मैंने इससे पहले सिर्फ इनको स्क्रीन पे देखा था. I had never thought that I'm going to, going to get to work with her so
Ji.
soon. So on the first day when we met, she met me like we are old friends. Suddenly it clicked. मुझे ऐसा लग रहा था स्कूल में से मतलब सालों के बाद किसी दोस्त को इतने सालों बाद मिल रहा हूँ. And then we had a lot of fun. जितने भी सीन हमारे थे साथ में, almost हमारे सारे सीन साथ में ही थे.
70% of all the scenes I did were with Pratik, and I think I keep saying this over and over again. When two people from theater meet, they really have a natural affinity. You are kindred spirits. You know that work is more important to you than money and integrity, and you are very integrous towards your job. तो बहुत प्यारा आदमी है प्रतीक. आई थिंक बहुत ही हम्बल, बहुत रियल, और बहुत मेरे को I really am so happy for him and his success. I hope he keeps flying and he keeps soaring, and I think this show will only be another feather in his cap. I know he's collaborating with Tishu sir again. I think it'll be amazing.
Wow. अच्छा, अब मैं तीनों से पूछना चाहती हूँ मैं ये सवाल कि what we are seeing this trend towards, it's just romance, family, entertainers हो गया. आजकल everybody wants to see dark, gritty tales, edgy tales. What do you think actually is the reason, as people in the creative field who have been doing all sorts? I want to understand. What do you think is the reason that everyone wants to see किसने क्या षड्यंत्र, ये क्या हुआ था?
I think current affairs. Dunya, art imitates life.
Point.
I think that the audience wants to be entertained. जैसे हमने The Great Indian Murder बनाया, I don't think it's really very dark or gritty. It's, I think, a drama full of entertainment, suspense, murder, evil, good. I think whenever I think about the audience, I think about myself. That's what I would like to see. Not only dark, gritty, edge of the seat excitement, but a slice of life. And I think The Great Indian Murder in so many ways is not only about murder, it's also, about politics, about society, about people, about, a Munna Mobile who's a small time, mobile thief, or a righteous officer, which is Richa's character, who has to compromise on her principles because that's what she has to do to take, to face life. Or, Pratik's character, who is not evil, but who is this guy who is living it up. He's living life as it is, a gray character, or a not really dark character. I think all the characters in their own way are gray as well as good or as well as bad, and that's what we've tried to show. Real characters.
जी. But Pratik and Richa, सच में बताओ यार, dark, gritty tales. As actors, excited to be part of such narratives, because it seems everybody wants to watch dark, gritty tales. Whether if it was a Squid Game, a Hellbound, and even here, Sacred Game, Mirzapur, these are the kind of narratives. Now we have The Great Indian Murder.
I think, I personally think is that because of this OTT format, where the time is no more a limit, you can create longer films.
Ji.
I call it a longer film because it's a bigger medium.
Ji.
And such stories are finding their ways. Because if you try and squeeze Great Indian Murder into one film, it will not do justice.
वो तो है.
So these kind of stories are best told in a series format, this kind of stories. And that's how I guess more of such stories that we are seeing in recent times.
जी. Richa ने तो बता दिया था what she thought, but according to two, which is one murder mystery you would want to solve?
पहले तो ये विकी राय को किसने मारा पता चल जाए एक बार, आगे का तो फिर मैं देखता हूँ, because इससे मेरा एक प्रमोशन भी अटका हुआ है.
Oh. Talwar is my Richa, which is one murder mystery that has intrigued you and you would want to solve it or maybe have another take on it. सबसे बड़ी पहेली.
I think there are lots. I'm always interested in the workings of the deep state anywhere. And I think in this case, I would love to see Jeffrey Epstein's murder case be solved. How did a guy who's in jail without access to anything manage to hang from the ceiling and commit suicide just when his hearing was about to happen? You know? So I would love to solve that. Globally, it would make me a very good detective. तुम क्या छोटा मोटा प्रमोशन लोगे सूरज यादव?
Yeah, भी शुरू हो गया. And a detective that both of you whose mind space you would want to get inside.
Karamchand. That's the first detective that I have seen.
Yeah. I think, yeah, for me, classics, Byomkesh Bakshi and Sherlock Holmes. I read a lot of Sherlock Holmes when I was a kid. It was great
Since
fun.
you're both true. So since you're both playing cops, what do you think goes inside because we're all detectives, we all want to solve and snoop around. What actually is the mindset?
It's like the mindset. The way I have understood is that the mindset is playing with human emotions. Because and the emotions are so beautiful as a tool also, that you can catch anybody if something is going wrong, merely just looking at him or her. So you can actually trap them with different emotions and you can get your answers.
True. Richa.
I think, yeah, he's right. I think the more you understand humans, insan ki parak, the easier it is to sort of crack a case, because you can see who's telling the truth, who's not. In this case, also a lot of false carrots are dangled in front of us by higher ups. People mislead us. We go in different directions till we come to a point where we are eliminating the suspects. Ki nahi, isne nahi kiya, and then you're left with a few, and who knows? I mean, basically, an understanding of human nature, which is actually also what actors need to do, no?
Yeah.
We have to understand human beings well to be able to portray them nicely.
So, Jata, between the two of you, who makes a better detective?
Oh, पता नहीं.
Preeti.
तो प्रीति बताएंगी.
Preeti बता दो actually now.
It's hard. It's hard to take sides. It is so hard to take sides. They both are brilliant and in their job in solving this.
But क्या है, सूरज यादव के पास काफी सारा backing है.
हाँ, वो तो है. पर सुधा भारद्वाज के पास हिम्मत है. हाँ.
हिम्मत है मर्दा मदद खुदा.
Absolutely.
डिटेक्टिव से आखिरी सवाल ये पूछना चाहती हूँ, which is that one thing you feel detectives in real life are not able to crack that you would want to tell them after playing detectives on screen?
No detective, I'm sure, can solve their household fights. कितना भी बड़ा हो, वो हाउसहोल्ड जब तू मैं होती है ना, तब रूट कॉज मिलेगा ही नहीं उसे, कितने भी एविडेंसेस लेकर आए.
Point. It's so cute that in the show also na we are detectives who are on duty, but हमें flamboyantly present नहीं किया गया. I mean, of course हम लोग चश्मे पहन के गाड़ी से निकलते हैं, वो हमारा काम है. But when we are on the ground, sir has kept it very real. Stole लगा के बैठे हैं. You have to be invisible so that you can catch people in their habitat. That is a very exciting thing.
And which real life detectives you should do. नहीं तो दिखाते हैं ना aviators पहन के with their gun and
वो पेन से किसी का खून कर सकते हैं या मतलब टूथपिक से फोटोग्राफ ले सकते हैं, वैसा हमने नहीं किया है.
One trope that you feel that they should just eliminate from detectives, जो on screen portrayal है कि हो गया बस, ऐसे नहीं होता है.
वो छोटी आंख करके देखना हर जगह, मुझे लगता है that's done to death now. ऐसे नहीं होता कुछ.
अभी भी वो जब होता है स्क्रीन पे, हॉलीवुड हो या बॉलीवुड, दिस इज अ वेरी कॉमन ट्रोप. आई रिमेम्बर दिस, आई डोंट नो इफ यू, आई डोंट नो प्रतीक, डिड यू रीड चाचा चौधरी व्हेन यू वर लिटिल?
ओह, अ लॉट.
उसमें एक लाइन आती थी, चाचा चौधरी का दिमाग कंप्यूटर से भी तेज चलता है. आई गेट दैट फीलिंग व्हेन जब डिटेक्टिव स्क्रीन पे आंखें छोटी करके कुछ करता है ना, तो आई गेट दैट, वो वाले सबटाइटल मुझे याद आता है कॉमिक बुक का.
चलो Anyways, thank you so much. But दोनों में से इसमें किसका कंप्यूटर से ज्यादा चल रहा था दिमाग? सूरज या सुधा?
सूरज 100% सूरज, बिकॉज उसने बहुत गेम किया है इसमें, मर्डर में गेम किया।
चल जीत जा।
Chalo, waiting to see. Thank you so much. All the very best. Always a pleasure to speak to you all, and keep it going.
Thank you,
Thank
Puja.
you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye.
If you've liked this interview, please like, share, and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram.